Hey, welcome to the show. Today is May 23rd, 2017. Before I start with the news, I want to give you an update that I've come out with a website where I'll be posting the videos and articles together as giving you more information. So with the news or interviews or other subjects that we cover in this YouTube channel, you'll always have an article in the website. So I'll leave the link below so you can check it out. I hope you enjoy it. I'm not much of a writer, so I hope you can bear with my maybe spelling mistakes or grammatical mistakes. And I hope you enjoy it. If you have any ideas that you want to see in that blog or website, let me know. Italian camera manufacturer Ghibellini has come out with a new brand called the Italian Camera. They've started off doing 3D printing for cameras. So there's a 3D printed 4x5 and coming soon a 3D printed 8x10. And the price is 299 euros for the 4x5 and I think 699 for the 8x10. So very affordable large format cameras from the Italian camera maker. Also remember that we have the Intrepid cameras, which are 250 pounds for the 4x5 made in plywood, and they're coming out with a Kickstarter the May 25th, which I made an interview with the owner that I'll leave below, and that camera will be listed at I think 425 pounds, the 8x10. So May 25th you have the 4x5, the 8x10 Intrepid camera, but meanwhile you can also check out the Italian cameras. New 55 has been pretty silent lately, but I found an article that they've registered some patents. So that's a good thing, thinking that they're still working towards improving their new 55 film. As you know, it's an instant film, which is a peel apart 4x5 film. Film manufacturer Ilford has renewed their website, which was long overdue. And apart from that, they've also started making some Ilford videos for beginners, which are very interesting. So I left the link below for the website and for their YouTube channel, where they give like new film users little tips and easy videos to understand how film works. I found through the internet a blog list of photography blogs that are worth checking out, and the list has a lot of photography blogs that I've never seen, but maybe you have and you find interesting. But I found that some were missing. For example, the Japan Camera Hunter or the 35 MMC run through Hamish Hill, which has great information. Also, on Japan Camera Hunter, we found an article about a photographer's hotel in Bangkok, which I think is worth checking out. So I'll leave the link below to check out his website and the article with that geeky photography hotel. Even though it's not still photography, it's good news, and that is that Kodak has been opening labs for cinematography so people can still shoot movies on film and make sure they find where to develop. So I left an article about them opening new labs, and also I left a website which is the current cinemas that are showing movies in 70mm film. 70mm film is basically medium format film which some people have used to make movies. Supposedly it's impressive. I've never watched any, but I highly recommend you try to see if you can fit it into your schedule. FilmLab App's Kickstarter has been successful, which means we'll have that app built as soon as possible. If you don't know what this app is, it's a phone app to scan your film with a light table. I did an interview like a week ago. Well, I'll leave the link below. Also this week we've seen a $5 M2 find at a thrift store. I left the link below so you can check out the article of the lucky guy that found that Leica. Also, Ferrania has put an update talking about the current status of their store and how they're waiting to keep on making more film and have it in stock before they start selling it again. I actually got to listen to the podcast that I told you about last week about Dave Baez talking about his history and Ferrania's history and why they are where they are now. And I highly recommend you listen to it to understand what the whole magnitude of the project is. I found on Instagram a very interesting laser cut 4x5 camera. I can't tell you more details, but it's pretty interesting to see people pushing the 3D and laser cuts to make affordable and maybe open source cameras. Also, from an interesting blog called printeraddict.com, there's an app and a web app called Inverso, which will help you for exposures, long exposures, bellows compensation, and other things. I'll leave the link below. It's an app for your phone, or there's also a way to use it free on a web app. For all those people that are interested in darkroom printing, you will know that the dust is your worst enemy. I found a retouching course that's a rare subject to learn about, which is starting soon. So I left the link below so you can check out about this retouching course. It's run by a woman that's been doing this for the last like 20 to 30 years, so I'm sure it's very interesting. And on the bad news, this week we've heard of Superia 200 being discontinued together with 800 and 1600. As you all know, Superia 200, 800, and 1600 are films by Fujifilm, but now that you will only have Superia 400 and Fuji C200, which is a cheap industrial color negative film by Fuji. Also, kind of bad news, and I had talked about this before in my YouTube channel. A viewer told me that he had some issues with some Ektar having their the backing numbers on the paper or the backing paper exposing towards their film. And he wrote to Kodak, and the good news is they're sending him new film for that faulty film. And he wrote me this. At the start of the year, this is Kodak talking, at the start of this year, we implemented some modifications to the backing paper, which should eliminate the potential for this kind of imperfection going forward. Ektar 100 produced with this new paper starts with emulsion 1232. So if you have some Ektar 100 that has a number before that emulsion, you might have some faulty color negative film. As we talked about this earlier, and Kodak not only had a problem with their backing paper in black and white film, but also in color film, even though they haven't acknowledged it, at least till this point. So thank you, Joff, for making us all aware of this issue. Well, that's all for this week. If you have any information, send an email to the email below. Thanks for watching. See you next week.